We spent 3 nights at this hotel due to its location, being close to Barcelona. There is a train station in Malgrat with a train that runs into Barcelona that takes around an hour. The hotel itself is quite small. It's clearly from the 1970s when I think the Costa Brava was at its height, with a lot of Brits travelling there. It is a little bit tired and dated, but overall it's very, very clean. We were really surprised at how clean the actual hotel is. There is some amenities like pool tables and hair hockey for the children. This is the main area of the hotel. This is where the bar is. This is where the nightly entertainment is. This is the only seating area really in the hotel. As I was saying, it is quite a small hotel. So obviously this is what we would expect. However, do not expect to get drunk at this hotel on your holidays. The prices on the drinks were really expensive. A single gin and tonic cost around €11. A beer was around €4 for a bottle of Budweiser. The pool area is nice and clean. However, there is no disabled access down to the pool. It is stairs. There is no lift access, etc. The rest of the hotel is pretty accommodating for disabled access with wheelchairs, but unfortunately not down to this area. We did notice that it had these signs for a sauna, which we thought was rather weird for a budget hotel, but it's not actually a sauna with dry heat. It's wet heat. It's more like a steam room. I didn't go in obviously because I just followed the man round the corner there, and I thought it was a bit intrusive if I was then to film while he was in there. I did later go in by myself, and it is a steam room, and it is very nice actually. We then have the showers where you can get showered after being in the steam room before you go into the pool, and a toilet. We stayed at this hotel at the beginning of May, and although it's just the start of the season, we had some great weather. People were sunbathing. There's not a lot of sun lounges, as you can see, and I would imagine in the height of summer, these are quite sparse to get hold of, so you might have to be out a little bit early to put your towel over. There is a basement area to the hotel as well, and here is where the toilets are, the showers, and the luggage. It does say mini club, but as we went down, and because it might have been the start of the season, the rooms weren't open, so I couldn't actually get in there to see what there was as facilities or things to do for the children. But it does appear that the luggage rooms are actually locked rooms with obviously a one or a two, depending on what you're allocated. And there are lifts down here for disabled access as well. The toilets are really, really clean again. Like I said, a little bit dated. It is a little bit tired because you can tell that it is from the 1970s, but ever, ever so clean. There was also these two rooms, which I think was the kids' club. However, because they weren't open, I weren't able to gain access to actually see what was in there. I'm making an assumption that it's the kids' club. There was some information on this wall, but not a lot. I think with the day and age that we're in now, a lot of people just use their phones to get their information. And as we turned this corner, there was a shower room, but again, I wasn't able to access it. Maybe it needs a key for you to actually get in there to have a look. This is the dining hall. There is only one dining hall. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is served here. Depending on what you are staying as, half board or room only, this is where the meals will be. This is the dinner time. As I said, we were travelling into Barcelona on the train from the hotel. So we tended to have breakfast and dinner, not lunch. Unfortunately, I haven't got a recording of the lunch. But the food was okay. It was acceptable. There was pizza, there was onion rings, chips, etc. Bits of English, bits of Spanish, all mixed together. It wasn't a large selection, but there was stuff there that was edible, that was nice. There was fruit also to take from and a cake selection, some ice creams. But as I said, very budget basic hotel, what you would expect for the price that we paid. It was reasonable and it was acceptable. Hotel is room only or half board. We were half board, and the drinks are expensive again in the dining room. We paid around €4 for a Coca-Cola, which is quite expensive. Again, this is the selection of salads, very, very minimal selections. Breakfast is what you would expect, selections of fruit, ham, cheeses. There is a bit of an English breakfast that comes out with your beans, sausage, bacon, but no brown sauce. Let it be known that there was no brown sauce. I'm an avid lover of brown sauce, and I always check to see if the hotel provides it, and this hotel did not. I always think breakfast is the easiest meal because you tend to find something for everybody. There were selections of jams, etc., so you could always have just jam on toast. As stated, we were half board, so we had breakfast, which was from 8 a.m. till 9:30, and a choice of either lunch or dinner that was from 1 o'clock till 9:30. We were given this card, and this was what was crossed off when we'd been in the dining room. So if we'd already been in for lunch, they'd scribble it out so we couldn't have dinner. And it was crossed out on the day that we were leaving as well, so we couldn't get anything that evening. The room itself is very basic. There's not much to it. Couple of beds, and they are very, very comfortable. The pillows were like a memory foam, and they were quite firm, and so was the mattresses. It was quite cold in the evening, so we'd obviously got the blankets out of the wardrobe. We did try to use the aircon to see if we could put the heating on and change the temperature, but it didn't seem to work particularly well. There wasn't anything in the wardrobes. There is no hairdryer. There is no tea or coffee making facilities. There is a safe in the bottom of the wardrobe, but we didn't use it because we were only here for 3 days. Like I said, we were travelling into Barcelona, so we took everything with us that we needed to. Again, very clean. The TV on the wall did work. We managed to get the English channel, so we got ITV1, and we watched a bit of news in the morning. The plug sockets are just the old plug sockets. There's no USB provided or anything like that. Outside, there was also no washing line. I am used to travelling with my children, and I do like to have a washing line. This hotel did not have one, so if you're stopping here, you might need to bring one with you to make sure you've got stuff to hang towels. So yeah, very, very basic. Nothing really in the rooms. It's just a base for you to, to sleep on a night. This is the aircon again, very old. We did try moving it in several different directions to try and get some heat, but nothing happened. The bathroom, very clean, bit old, bit dated. We did use the shower. We did discover a little bit of the water jumping out of the shower because it's only got the shower curtain, but it was fine. We managed quite well with it. I didn't notice if we'd actually had our towels changed or not. I think it's a general rule of thumb that if you put the towels in the bath, they will provide new towels for you to use when you're next showering. But as we were only here for 3 days, we got showered like once or twice, and I think we just used the same towels while we were there. This is the pool area at night. It's lovely. It's all lit up. The entertainment was inside because obviously beginning of May, still a bit chilly outside, but it still looked lovely at the night time with it all lit up. The gates do open at the bottom. Overall, we had a pleasant experience at this hotel, and we would use it again if we were to travel to Barcelona.